What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we got the Michigan post-game report as they beat Rutgers 31-7. I'm going to be going over all the key takeaways to the game, what to be concerned about, and also just what stood out to me the most from this win over Rutgers. Jim Harbaugh also gives an injury update on Mason Graham and when he'll be back. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so Michigan beats Rutgers 31-7. It's a good win to open up Big Ten play for the Wolverines, as it was a little close at halftime. They led 14-7, but ultimately they broke loose in the second half. And Rutgers, they had one possession where they scored. It was on the opening possession. And Michigan's defense kind of broke down there, and Rutgers scored as Gavin Wimsatt threw his only touchdown pass of the day to Christian Dremel. But other than that, Michigan's defense was solid the rest of the game. They forced a field goal for Rutgers and they missed it. That was in the first half, and Michigan defense also stopped Rutgers 3 times on 4th downs today. My score prediction for this game was 31-10. Rutgers, I believe they had 2 chances to score a field goal, so I was pretty close, but Michigan, they beat Rutgers 31-7. JJ McCarthy had a very nice bounce back game, did not make any mistakes today. He was a little rough throwing the ball early on in the first quarter, but he just had to get settled in. He went 15 for 21, 214 yards, and a touchdown, and he also rushed the ball very good. He had some very good read options and made some very good reads on the defense. He also did not get hit. He tried to get out of bounds, so that was very nice to see. Don't want to see him getting injured when he takes off and runs the ball, but he had 7 carries for 51 yards. And Blake Corum, he had another good game, 21 carries, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which makes him Michigan's leading touchdown scorer with a total of 8 on the season. He only needed 3 more yards at the end of the game to get over 100 yards, but Jim Harbaugh, he sat him, don't want to get him injured. Now Khalil Mullings, he looked pretty good at the end of the game. He had 6 carries for 40 yards. Donovan Edwards, he just could not get it going again today. He had 6 carries for 13 yards. However, he was effective in the passing game, had 2 receptions for 41 yards, including a key 3rd down reception where he went in motion. JJ McCarthy had an easy pass to him, and he took the ball for, I believe, like 30 yards downfield, and that set Michigan up pretty good to go and score the first touchdown of the game. And how about Samaj Morgan, the freshman from West Bloomfield High School in Michigan, coming in? That was a fantastic catch from him, and a great move and turnaround, and to position himself to make the catch on JJ McCarthy's perfect throw back shoulder. He had 2 receptions for 26 yards and a touchdown. Roman Wilson had 3 receptions for 59 yards, and Colston Loveland was very effective. He had 5 receptions for 75 yards. Cornelius Johnson didn't really get anything going today. He was targeted, but he was pretty covered up today. So let me know what you guys thought about Michigan's offense today. Rutgers, on the other hand, Gavin Wimsatt could not get anything going really. He went 11 for 21, 180 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, a pick 6 from Mike Samerstill. The Rutgers players, they thought the play was dead. Samerstill, give him credit, he stuck with it, made the catch, realized he didn't go down, and took it to the house. Michigan, they had a total of 415 yards. Rutgers had a total of 257 yards, and their whole offense was, rushing the ball all season. It's been like that, and they only had 77 rushing yards as opposed to 180 passing yards. Michigan, on the other hand, they had 214 passing yards and 201 rushing yards. But Kyle Monangai and Gavin Wimsatt, they just could not get anything going on the ground today. Credit Michigan's defense, they did a very good job, and they seemed to just adjust early on, as they had a little trouble early on, but they adjusted and really shut down Rutgers' offense in the second half. Rod Moore, Makari Page, and Will Johnson were all playing and healthy today, so that was very, very good to see. Now, Michigan was without Mason Graham today, and we do have an injury update on him actually, as Jim Harbaugh postgame said that Mason Graham should only be out for another week, then he'll be back. So that is very good news, as Michigan travels to Nebraska next week and goes on the road again to Minnesota for the next 2 weeks coming up. But on the defense today for Michigan, Junior Colson, he had a total of 6 tackles today. Chris Jenkins had a total of 3 tackles. Josh Wallace with 2 tackles. Mike Samersell with 2 tackles and that 1 takeaway. Pick 6 for Michigan as he got to put on the turnover buffs. And Derek Moore, he had 5 total tackles. 4 of them were assist tackles though. Michael Barrett with 3 total tackles. And I will say Makari Page, he lit up Kyle Monangai on 1 play early in the first half, but Gavin Wimsatt, he had a good read option and he actually kept the ball. And but if he did not keep that ball, Kyle Monangai, Makari Page would have had a highlight tackle right there. Now the only thing we didn't get to see from Michigan's defense, and it is a main concern of mine today, was that they really did not get much pressure on Gavin Wimsatt today. They did a very good job of stopping the run, which was awesome, but they had 0 sacks today. Meanwhile, Rutgers today, they had 2 sacks today on JJ McCarthy. Michigan hadn't given up a sack all season long. Now Michigan, I believe they had like 3 sacks last game against Bowling Green and 5 in the first half against UNLV. They didn't have any sacks against East Carolina, but that is a concern of mine coming out of this game, is they really did not get much pressure on Gavin Wimsatt today. Now granted, Rutgers offensive line, now you got to give them credit. They seem like a very good offensive line group, as Rutgers, their offense this year is their rushing attack. That is their main attack this year. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about Michigan's defense. But I think that is really the main concern coming out of this game. And obviously, the score was close. The game was close at halftime. Michigan led 14-7. I think we kind of all expected that though. I did predict that in my preview video. I thought Michigan, it was going to be a close game at halftime, but then I said ultimately, their talent would take over and they would make halftime adjustments like they did last year and just take over in the second half, and that's exactly what they did. I think the only other concern I would have is our kicker, James Turner. He did miss a field goal. I think it was a 41 or 42 yard field goal. He would have made it if Michigan didn't get a delay of game. If he would have made it, Michigan, they would have had 34 points today. But he did make a 46-yard field goal and made all his extra points. So, again, he's not as money as Jake Moody, but he did hit a 46-yard field goal today. It's also nice to see Jim Harbaugh closing out the game the Jim Harbaugh way. Michigan got the ball with like 6 minutes left, and they just grounded and pounded the ball and didn't give Rutgers the ball back. Another thing before I wrap this video up is this game was very fast. I believe it was like 2 hours and 50 minutes. There wasn't a lot of possessions for Michigan if you really think about it, and Michigan only punted the ball once, had no turnovers, so that was awesome. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought. Michigan improves to 4-0. They won the game. That's all that matters at the end of the day. They win it 31-7 after a great second half performance. But other than that, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.